course, as I mentioned, Cheeseburger Day with Chef Claude. You're going to have some good tips for that. Steve, the movie guy, talking about the weekend movies, and we're going to do designing on Monday morning at 8 a.m. right here on What's Cooking.
Live across America, the PM Show with Mike Horn on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Welcome, the PM Show. This is the weekend edition on CRN. I'm Michael Horn along with the incredible Paul Stern. And Scott St. James is back with us here this week. We were away on a couple of live broadcasts. Scott St. James, welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know why this isn't working.
Scott St. James apparently having some problems, technical problems. Can you hear me, Scott? Come in, please. Scott, hello.
Yes,
over testing,
yes.
1, 2, 3. Scott, are you there?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Okay, it's good. So,
always great to see you, Michael.
by the way, we do this show live, on Fridays at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern, and it's replayed throughout the weekend. And on the live show, we actually feed it on our website and on our TV feed on the Roku box. And you can tune in at crntalk.com or get the Roku box and just search CRN. Check in CRN1, and when you tune in, you can see the very handsome Scott St. James as he is modeling for you this week a brand new blue CRN shirt.
This is a great shirt, man. I love this.
You like this one better than the red one?
Well, I like them both, but I mean, this is the first time I've worn this.
It's really nice. The red one I think was starting to get a little rangy. I'm glad you took it off and laundered it. This one here, you probably can get at least 3 or 4 wears out of this one. If I do, this one looks really, really good.
I'll be sure to wash them.
This softens you up. What color eyes do you have, Scotty?
Blue.
And that's what I'm saying. They're coming through those glasses at me. I can see the blue. This is really your color. It looks very nice. And I would wear that around and see if you can get into places free. Paul and I do it all the time. From CRN Radio, Tomas has done it. Tomas gets into
get in free, yeah?
Tomas gets into the Playboy Jazz Festival. He used to go in and say, I personally know Bill Cosby, but that doesn't work for him anymore. So now he just shows up.
It's a little tough right now.
I went to a place today, and I've been really big-time drinking this alkaline water. And I discovered in Sun Valley, not too far from where I live, and Sun Valley known as one of the great, thriving media centers in Southern California for all things, that you would need. There is an Armenian gentleman who fills up bottles of water with this alkaline water, and he washes the things out, washes them out, and then fills them up, and you can buy the container of like 5 gallons and he'll put alkaline water, and he'll actually test it for you with some drops like they do in a swimming pool, and you can see it turn blue, and then your guts will like be flushed out when you drink this stuff. So are you into alkaline water at all?
Well, as Johnny Carson used to say, I did not know that.
I did not know that.
You're right. So I didn't.
There's a craze, I guess. I didn't realize. I walked into the place and the guy's got spigots going, and this guy's he's kind of like a bartender. You come in with your 5-gallon or 3-gallon pail, and he'll turn it on, and he'll start selling you this stuff, and he's able to come right over and shut it off just in time before everything overflows. It's kind of fun just to watch the guy work. Paul?
Now, how does that actually differ from that machine that we got upstairs at the parking lot that I see kind of the workmen go to?
Well, it looks much cleanlier at this gentleman's shop, because the machine up here by the Rite Aid, I don't know what the bums do to it when they open that door, but I would not put a bottle of my water in there. It's like it does not look as sanitary as it should be.
I'll see contractors and building fixer-uppers go there like in the morning, and they'll take like a bottle off the back of their pickup bed, and they'll fill it up. They'll just jam it up against the machine and just kind of fill her up.
By the end of the day, I see those very same contractors rolling around in the grass. Moaning in the back of the building. Some kind of uncontrollable stomach problem. I don't know quite what it is. I don't know. I used to fill up a couple of bottles there once or twice and bring it down here to CRN, and then I quit after we lost a couple of employees. I decided I would go with the new OSHA concerns and bring in only the finest water for our employees now. But for a while I did save a few bucks. All right, we continue straight ahead. Lots of news to talk about. Scott's been to the movies. We'll tell you all about that and a whole lot more here at CRN. PM Show, Weekend Edition.
Now is the time to save on hardwood and more at Lumber Liquidators' end of summer clearance sale. We're making room for new fall inventory. That means it's your chance to get an incredible deal on solid pre-finished hardwood for just 99 cents. Wide plank, hand-scraped oak for $1.99. Beautiful carbonized bamboo for $1.29. Plus, get 10 to 15% off Morningstar Bamboo, the #1 selling brand of bamboo flooring. Top quality laminate and vinyl plank from 49 cents and 24-month special financing. Hurry, the end of summer clearance sale is going on now. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
Got a lot on your to-do list? Now, during Kubota's Power to Do Great Things sales event, get a great deal on an L3301 or 3901 tractor with a live continuous running rear PTO. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years, and great customer instant rebates when you buy a new L3301 or 3901 and 2 implements. Now through September 30th, 2015. Call toll-free 1-888-465-8268 for details about cost and terms. For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
Scotty St. James is with us here on the PM show along with Paul Stern. I'm Michael Horn, the weekend edition. My goodness. Did I tell you how wonderful you look and handsome you are in that blue shirt, Scott St. James?
I do like this shirt a lot.
It's real good.
By the way, the Dodgers' magic number, I think, at the start of the weekend was 11. Just to be keeping track, any number of Dodger victories and giant losses will cinch the pennant for the Dodgers in the National League.
They're in a lot better shape now than they were a few weeks ago.
I'll tell you, that's for sure.
They are. They've got some new kids that have showed up, and they're playing well. It's and some of our regular guys aren't playing so well, but they got these new guys in there, and of course they've got the 2 great pitchers, and they got a real shot. They got a real shot to get
up. I don't know where he is, but Koufax comes out every once in a while. They got those great pitchers.
No, I do.
Talking
Kershaw and who's the other guy?
Greinke. Zach Greinke. I was in Las Vegas, and I was going to put down a parlay bet with the Dodgers, and the Dodgers were favored in the particular game I was looking at, so I can't do that. So I went with the Angels, who were not favored, and also the Cincinnati Reds, who were playing the Giants. I'll pick the Reds. Both of those teams disappointed me. They both lost, both the Angels and the Cincinnati Reds, and I was out $50. And I was in a gnarly bad mood until I went to the race book and picked the 2, 5, and 7 horse and got an exacta box, and I won.
Good for you.
See, look at you're a good guy. And so now here's my greatest bet for the weekend. I have gone with something Paul Stern is quite familiar with, where Paul used to come in and go, I got a sure bet. This one's sure to win. And I thought, I got a sure bet.
I like
this one's sure to win. I picked the Broncos over Kansas City. I picked San Francisco, and I picked New England to win. Now, this first game, the Broncos at Kansas City, Thursday night game. And so last night, being Thursday night, I'm asking, what's the score of the game? He goes, you're not doing too well, because Kansas City's ahead 14-0.
Yes, it was.
Oh my God. I'm going to lose this thing. And then at the end, I look and I see that Denver has won this game apparently in the last 9 seconds. Am I right?
I saw every second of that game, too.
What was that game? What happened there?
It was a terrific game. I mean, it just kept going back and forth. It was 14-0, then it was 14-14, and after that, it was if you cared on either side of that game, you were nervous throughout the game.
Exactly.
Because you didn't know what the heck was going to end up happening.
I would have been nervous, but and I had 3 points to give away also. So
they
when I
ended up winning that
good.
thing. I mean,
you're right.
That was a great
for
win.
The big kill if I can get the 49ers to win, and they're not favored. I don't know. They have that new running guy is pretty good on the 49ers. I like him, and they got and New England's got that Brady guy, and I like Belichick, and everybody hates him, so that's why I picked the Patriots. I mean, I would not pick the Raiders.
No, that's a little.
Stay away from that.
That's a little shaky.
That's very shaky. Yeah. Every time you pick the Raiders, something weird happens.
But right now, it makes us wonder about Denver because they may be a little bit better than we thought.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and so and we'll see. We'll see. That was a heck of a game last night because that Kansas City team at Kansas City, that's a good team, and they came back and won that game. Denver did, And so now we're all going to be like,
I'm going to go get a Kansas City steak tonight just to kind of be in mourning for Kansas City, but happy that Denver won.
Well, so am I.
Yeah,
so am I. I like that quarterback.
You were out at the movies. You saw, what movie did you see that's out now this weekend?
Oh, boy.
You're really working
Black Mass.
Black Mass, which is Barack Obama and a group of people that went to church, I think, or something.
Yeah, I saw it this morning at 10 o'clock. It began today.
So this was the opening day of this movie. What is Black Mass about?
Well, it's about that gangster that.
Bugsy Siegel.
No,
not quite.
Whitey Bulger.
Whitey Bulger.
Yeah. I want to see this film.
He hates that nickname in real life, but he
turned FBI informant back in Boston,
among other things.
And then, among other things, he comes out here and he's in criminal activities in Santa Monica, California.
A bad guy. And boy, great actors in this thing, and they really put it together very, very well. I'm really glad I saw that this morning.
Tell them about it, Scotty, if you would, please.
What was
Get us back to the old times.
What type of mafioso was Whitey Bulger?
Yeah. What
He
type
wasn't.
of mafioso was he?
He wasn't that.
No,
he wasn't mafia. There's part as we learned in the film that he wanted to mess with those people a little bit, but
he wanted to mess with
them.
He didn't
have to. He didn't have to because
he
was such a bad guy. But he was slick about how he did everything and everything else. And I cannot emphasize enough how good this movie is.
Who plays
really
the role of Whitey Bulger? Do we know who is the star of this? Who's Whitey?
Well, yeah, it's the big name, and I'm drawing a blank.
Big bruiser, Hulk Hogan?
No, it's not Hulk.
No, I don't think so.
No, Ross, get us if you can. Find out who's starring in this thing if we can.
Yeah, didn't he beat people up and kill people?
Well, when he was
a tough dude.
Yeah, didn't he get rid of like a couple Johnny Depp, and I've heard that you don't even recognize Johnny Depp. I've heard that they put so much makeup on him. Johnny Depp he's not even aware he's in the film. That's how amazing the makeup is.
But you just
somebody told Johnny the other day, said I did. I didn't realize that was me.
When you watch it, you know, I don't want to be messing with that guy.
So Depp, you think he's up for an Academy Award?
There's a lot of people that down the road, but he's certainly got a shot at it. And for that matter, so does the film. But we got to see what else gets on the screen.
Now, our executive producer Courtney Cadera, who gets to go to all the things and to sit here and just work, she apparently was invited to go see the movie Everest.
Yeah,
and she said that is a nail biter. You're on the edge of your seat, based on a true story where these people go climbing up in Everest in inclement weather. I said, well, why would they go up in bad weather? She goes, the mountain makes its own weather.
Yeah, and I agree with her. I'm going to see it in a few days.
Now, I would not. If I know the mountain makes its own weather, I'm staying the hell out of that resort. You're not going to catch me climbing up Mount Everest. Why would you? I mean, I understand there's that feeling of euphoria when you get up to the top of the hill. I would much rather be happy when I climb to like a bank of steps into my room at the Sheraton Maui or something would be much better.
I heard that as you go up Mount Everest, you pass by the bones of those deceased.
Really?
But
is that true?
I don't know.
Paul?
I don't know.
Are you making this up or is this true?
I have heard that there are people that have perished.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people have perished on that hike. I mean, it's not your day hike where you go out there and in a couple hours you're up to the top and back down. This is like a trek that you spend a lot of time on it, right?
What we've learned here about two films that are obviously very good. I haven't seen the thing about the Everest yet, but I believe it is a good film. But what we learned from that film is, don't mess with a gangster. Don't mess with that weather.
That's it.
But it'll apparently it's going to scare us all. I mean, as I saw, but very, very well done.
You're a movie expert.
I love that kind of stuff.
Is the Man from U.N.C.L.E. still out? That's the one I want to see.
Well, let's work on it.
Just don't mess with the Ruskies from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. with Napoleon Solo and either Chirag. And how about Tom Cruise? We still have that movie out again.
It's still out there. It's still out there. It's made a lot of money.
Is it that theater that just has one light bulb on the projector?
Well, they did just fine.
They did.
Just
well,
fine.
I know they did, but I haven't had a chance to go out and see it. And they come and go so quickly.
It's very good.
It takes Mr. Horn a while to actually get spruced spruced up to get out to the old theater.
It's another very good film. It is.
It is, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Very good.
Those are the ones I want to see.
I love those good films.
A few weeks, and then I'll see the Black Mass and Everest. But
Black Mass, you got to go see that.
Yeah.
Man. It is
Is
that
it
good.
a sequel to Black Swan?
That's not that I'm aware of.
This is a Multiview special report, brought to you by State Farm. State Farm claims data show that the chances of you having a claim from colliding with a deer while driving have remained the same over the past year. Statistics also show the likelihood more than doubles during the months of October, November, and December. Dave Phillips from State Farm.
Injuries, vehicle damage, and even fatalities can result from collisions with deer. However, you can avoid being a statistic with just a few precautions. Remember to practice safe driving habits like drive 2 and 2, 2 eyes on the road, 2 hands on the wheel, and watch out for animals on the road.
Any other good tips?
Always practice caution when in known deer zones, and when you see a deer on the road, avoid swerving. When there's no oncoming traffic at night, use your high beams, and of course, don't rely on devices like deer whistles. Lastly, scan the road as you drive for deer and other animals.
For more on how you can protect yourself while driving, go to statefarm.com.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. Mm-hmm. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-471-5173, 800-471-5173.
Do you still believe the old-fashioned notion that you're free to withdraw your cash from your bank as you wish? Ha! Don't bank on it. Truth is, if you have a bank account, you're a casualty of the government's war against cash, and don't even know it. According to The Secret War, a new white paper I just read, it's free to you right now by calling 800-630-1491, 800-630-1491. As I speak, governments are moving to outlaw cash to usher in a 100% cashless society. Why? Because with only 1% cash in existence, the giant money illusion, built 99% out of paper debt, could collapse overnight. No wonder banks must now spy on you for the government. No wonder banks are moving to limit cash withdrawals. No wonder savers are being pushed into riskier assets. Read The Secret War, free, by calling 800-630-1491. That's 800-630-1491.
PM Show Weekend Edition, CRN Digital Talk Radio. Michael Horn, Scott St. James, Paul Stern. So this is also the week of the second Republican debate. And I understand you, Scott James. By the way, did I mention that you look extremely handsome in that blue CRN shirt you're sporting today?
Well, I like this shirt a lot, and
it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think it does too. And
you're wearing a white undershirt with it, and there's some very faint white lines across there, and it ties in with your blue eyes and the CRN white there. People should go to our website at crntalk.com and check this out. Tomas, who normally sits in here and listens to our show, has run out of the studio looking to see if he can find a blue shirt to wear because he would like to look, as you do, very handsome.
This is a great shirt, man, and I thank you for giving it to me. I just want to bounce into something just very briefly here. You and I were talking a little bit about baseball. Me not watching baseball while all the stuff for the guys who want to be president. No, I didn't. Speaking of baseball, however,
yes,
this next 3 days are going to be very interesting for the Dodgers because the Pittsburgh Pirates they're going to be playing. Pittsburgh Pirates, that's a very good baseball
team. The Dodgers playing at home.
They're playing here.
And so the Pirates are very good, as are the Cubs.
They are very good, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Because
I like the Pirates.
There aren't too many games to go before the big stuff shows up.
The Bucks.
So this is going to be good. It's going to be very good because lately the Dodgers have been playing well. Now they're up against a real good team. Let's see how it plays out. I'm interested.
I'm interested too.
Yeah.
And you did not watch baseball the other night because you apparently.
Well, I watched it after the other thing ended.
All 5 hours of all the debates on it, like a 3-hour lengthy debate with the front-running candidates, and then with the kind of the losers and the guys that are ready to fall out of his favor soon. They had the lead team on for an hour or 2 hours on that? 2 hours with them?
Oh, well, altogether, yeah, it was, and then the rest of them were for the second. It was like 4 people, and then they brought on 11, I think. So I think it was like 15 of them.
Here's one of the things I noticed during that big debate with the major candidates, 11 major candidates, even though Trump wanted only 10 and wanted to dump Rand Paul out. They had who was the guy that did it? John, whatever his face was, on CNN, and they supposedly were supposed to have help from one of our radio people here. This is on CRN3, Hugh Hewitt, and poor Hugh Hewitt and this Dana, somebody else from
Dana Bash.
Dana Bash, is that what it was? They bashed Hugh Hewitt. He only asked 4 questions. Now, how do you sit there for 3 hours and only get 4 questions to ask? What is wrong with CNN? Are they egotistical crazies?
Overall, I thought it worked, and now they're going to have
without Hugh Hewitt.
They're going to have more chances to do with these people again.
Come on, they were sponsors. Salem was radio.
I understand that.
They got 4 questions,
but overall, Mike, the ratings were phenomenal, and that's because this thing
Trump
worked.
Was there? Yes, Trump.
Well, it wasn't just him. It was not just him. There were a lot of people in there that came after him because he set himself up to be coming after him. That got the audience. As far as I'm concerned, they did not let us down. They sat there and they popped off and they talked and everything else.
Yes.
And a couple of them, I think do have a shot at becoming the president.
There you go again. It was held at the Ronald Reagan Library, and it was in front of Air Force One. And that's why I enjoyed it so much. Nancy and I, really enjoyed it.
Keep in mind that my experience with them, I'll always.
By the way, Scott, you have a very nice shirt on.
I couldn't help but notice that they tried to take a knock at Donald Trump for, I guess, declaring bankruptcy, something to do with those Atlantic City.
Well, that was because of when he was there 2 or 3 weeks earlier, and so they came to shoot at him. Well, and he handled it very well.
Yeah, I thought everybody did a pretty good job. I watched the end of it. I haven't seen the beginning. I have a tape.
I
like the format on CNN with this John, whatever his name is, doing the hosting there. Right. But he was a little egotistical, a little too much into it. And I'm starting to change my mind about it. But anyway, it was. They're going to do the Democrats. Let's see how they're going to be softballing those Democrats. Yeah. Watch what they see. It's pretty good.
What are the next debates?
They got a commie running there and a criminal, and it should be fun to watch that one.
I'm looking forward to it.
What are the next debates? Do we have any idea?
It's a Democratic debate in October.
What channel they're going to
CNN's doing that.
October is pretty soon, in other words. Yeah. So it's,
Okay, it's around the corner.
So you have to make a decision whether watching the Democratic debate or the World Series.
No, I will watch the stuff that involves our country as opposed to a baseball team.
Yeah. There you go. Yes,
I know. There I go again. I know.
Yes. All right, so that was good. It was at the Reagan Library in front of Air Force One. It was great.
Yeah.
They put on a show.
Excuse me, Mr. Scott. Tear down this wall.
Of course. Maybe they did.
Yes, they did. I'm sure they did. Well, they were like right in front of Air Force One. I mean, when you go to the Reagan Library, you have to kind of walk around and everything's all cordoned off. They had like bleacher seats right up against the fuselage, for God's sakes. Is that allowed?
But you see, I think that just added to it, and that's what made it exciting for everybody as far as I'm concerned.
I saw one guy from Salem Radio carving his initials into the side of Air Force One. I don't think that should have been allowed.
Was it my imagination or did the CNN put some kind of one of those stickers, or CNN stickers on the plane itself?
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Are you nearing eligibility for Medicare benefits? Then you know now is an important time in your life. Medicare benefits can be a complicated puzzle. You don't want to overpay for your Medicare coverage or get the wrong plan. Let Health Markets Insurance Agency help you. With one free phone call, a licensed insurance agent will help you select a Medicare plan that's right for you and your budget. If you're becoming eligible for Medicare, call today and learn how to get the most out of your benefits.
800-793-1960. 800-793-1960.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is the DBA or assumed name of InSphere Insurance Solutions, Inc., which is an authorized insurance agency in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Not all agents are licensed to sell all products. Service and product availability varies by state.
Call 800-793-1960. 800-793-1960. 800-793-1960. 800-793-1960.
Your home for great comedy. The Showroom at South Point presents comedian Joey Diaz. He likes the old ways.
Family. I'm old school.
Although he does keep up on new trends.
Jubilation Center.
Joey Diaz, September 18th through the 20th.
This way, take the old monkey out, put a new one in, tighten the screws a little bit, you know what I'm saying? This is the witness relocation plan for the
tickets at the box office. Online at southpointcasino.com or charge by phone 702-797-8055. Joey Diaz at the South Point. 18 or older. Ever try playing bingo in a beach blanket?
What? Bingo. That's the name.
The Showroom at South Point presents the king of surfing good times, Frankie Avalon.
UD School Dropout.
September 25th to the 27th. Tickets at the box office. Online at southpointcasino.com or charge by phone 702-797-8055. Great music, great times with Frankie Avalon at the South Point.
And now, a touching moment. Well, staying in touch with Geico.
It was a warm summer day. I was just sitting on a porch watching a babbling brook roll by. Then, out of the blue, I got an update from my Geico app saying my claim had been processed. I felt so connected to nature, to Geico. I stayed there the whole afternoon until that guy told me to stop trespassing on his porch. Sheesh, what was his problem?
Claim status updates, just a few taps away on the Geico app.
My name is Larry Elder, also known as the Sage from South Central Los Angeles. Join me weekdays right here on CRN Digital Talk at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. I will engage political and cultural leaders in meaningful debate over race, government, personal responsibility, and education. I'm a fiscal conservative, social liberal, and my views have fueled controversy with the most in-demand radio personalities and cable pundits all across the country. So join me, Larry Elder, right here on CRN Digital Talk weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific.
I was out with the Sage from South Central last night in Riverside, California. Larry Elder and I were at the Mission Inn. Did a couple of services.
Good.
Then had dinner.
I like him. He's
a good guy.
Yeah.
I had some great salmon there. Look, they had some good steaks and some good salads. Looks like a good place. You can eat in that courtyard if you come to Southern California, one of the must-sees in Riverside. And there are not a lot of must-sees in Riverside, no offense. The Mission Inn is one of them. It's lit up at Christmas time, and it's lit up during the year. The only thing is I will not go back there again because their valet service is terrible. I had to wait like 20 minutes, and I was like the only guy there. I don't know where they parked the cars. I think they parked them down in possibly straight out of Compton. I think the guy had to run down there, pick it up, and bring it back. Eazy-E got out of the car and then handed me the keys. No damage. Everything was okay.
Interesting. Hanging with Larry Eldred at the Mission Inn there in Riverside.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
Kind of an interesting thing.
It was great. It was good. Of course, I bought the dinner. Anyway.
That'll do it.
About 18 people showed up. That Don Dix that works with Jennifer Horn on the Jen and Don show, he was also there. And it was kind of like a radio station, pow. I'm surprised you two didn't show up. The word usually goes out on the list over there. Horns buying, and then people just show up.
I don't think there was any food left if anybody else showed up.
All right, so there's a lot of people that are Star Wars fanatics. Our very own Eric Hines is like a fanatic for Star Wars. Am I right? These guys got crazy for it. And Rogue One filming has begun. Break time is over. They're back at work on the next movie, filming a scene, apparently a destructive scene in London. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, started shooting last week, and it looks like the first scene centers around a crash, complete with dead stormtroopers around the wreckage. I, for one, am going to boycott this and watch a Star Trek movie. Then we have The View in the news. The View. By the way, Star Trek or Star Wars? Paul, would you watch Star Trek or Star Wars? I like them both, but what would you prefer if you had to put them on your list?
Probably Star Trek.
Scotty, Star Trek or Star Wars?
Right now, I don't care.
You got to pick one. Star Trek or Star Wars? Come on, you're on a deserted island.
Okay, Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah.
I would do Star Trek. Much deeper and good acting.
I've only seen the first Star Wars. I haven't seen any of the sequels.
I learned. I must learn. I learned something this weekend. I hung out with Bill Shatner, and this is something I did not know. I've told you many times on the show how I did not like Star Trek The Next Generation because I thought the characters were flat. Captain Picard, make it so, number one.
LeVar
They were all like flat, like no emotion. Apparently, that goofball Gene Roddenberry that put the show together said this one is in the new future, and they're beyond human emotion, so that it should be all serious. So these poor schlubs that had to write the scripts for Star Trek The Next Generation, and the poor actors that had to work on it had to talk like this at all times. I was bringing, suppositories for them to try to loosen them up so they would, from the sick bay, was trying to help them out so they could actually perform. And here this was what they were supposed to do. So they're actually probably fabulous actors pulling that off. And apparently there's a documentary that has not aired yet called Chaos on the Bridge that talks about that. So I thought I'd bring that up to you. Now, The View is in the news. They're inviting dozens of nurses on the show to praise their profession after big sponsors pulled out. So The View came under fire earlier this week for comments that Michelle Collins and Joy Behar made about nurses when commenting on Miss Colorado Kelly Johnson's Miss America monologue about her professionalism as a nurse. And since then, the co-hosts have apologized for their ignorance and misspoken words. Joy Behar is ignorant and she does misspeak. I don't know about Michelle Collins, but apparently she does the same thing. Anyway, Ms. Johnson even went on Ellen to talk a bit about the attention that she brought to nurses through the pageant, and she kept it extremely classy and didn't bring up the View controversy. I want to see this. I'm going to have to Google search this now or check it out on YouTube. After the news broke that The View, on The View that they did this, they lost a couple of sponsors in Johnson & Johnson and Eggland, one of my favorite eggs, Eggland eggs. Very good, and it looks like I like the AA size. Anyway, it looks like they're trying to do some doctoring and some spinning on this, and so they had some nurses on from the New York University College of Nursing.
Once upon a time, that show was a big deal. It isn't anymore. Yep. And now they may figure out a way to bring it back, but right now it's not.
Kind of like Dancing with the Stars with Gary Busey, and my God, this Paula Deen. The poor guy, the schlub that got hooked up with Paula Deen, he's got to actually lift her around the dance floor in season 1, and that's like moving like some kind of a bookcase in your house or something. You got to sort of move it around the floor. In fact, some of the judges said that she was being pushed to keep her moving. So I say if they want her to move, start throwing turkeys at her face.
I wondered where you were going.
By a turkey one time?
I really wondered where you were going to go with
Sorry, with a ham. But that'll make Dancing with the Stars. There's Gary Busey, who thinks he's a ballet dancer. Think again there,
Did you see that? I didn't.
Yeah, I happened to be at a hotel room and it was on and I watched it.
Okay. Was he any good at all?
He was better than Paula Dean, and he got some accolades.
Well, he told everybody beforehand that he was going to be really good, and so I didn't see it.
Not to be Donald Trumpish, but his face is starting to age off. It looks like in patches.
Well, he's in his 70s now, I think.
Is he really?
I think so.
Yeah, apparently had some things pulled up and then other things released. Taken. Remember that movie? You're a big movie fan. I love Liam Neeson in Taken.
So I'm a big fan of that
Right?
guy.
Was that? Those were good movies. There were two of them, remember? One in 2008 and then the sequel after that.
But a whole bunch of them. I mean, and not just those, but
there's going to be a TV show called Taken, the TV series.
Watch it. If he's in it, I'll watch it.
The show is going to follow the CIA agent Brian Mills, and it's going to be the series is this is going to be good. It's going to be the show is going to be planned as a prequel, even though it's set in present day. Taken has already received an ordered 2 series, meaning that it's going to be you won't have to worry about it if it won't get the entire season. And unfortunately, the prequel aspect means that Liam Neeson won't be starring in the series. It's going to be a prequel to the.
Well, if he just shows up, that'll be enough for me.
That would be good. And so this should be. It's going to be from Universal TV. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
He was good in that.
Yeah.
Gerald Fogel. You're like a big Gerald Fogel fan, aren't you, Paul?
That's the Subway guy, the guy that got in a lot of trouble. Big trouble.
With the children and all that kind of stuff, and he's no longer the spokesperson. I mean, the guy's like carted off to jail. He has some sort of ailment, they're saying, and he wants to keep it private. So apparently someone obtained legal docs in which Fogel's lawyers asked the judge in his criminal case for permission to leave his home confinement for a medical evaluation. He had been under house arrest in his parents' home since agreeing to plead guilty to child pornography and traveling across state lines to have sex with minors. This is terrible. Fogel wants the details of his medical condition kept secret, along with the time and place he'll get evaluated. It would seem the evaluation to have some connection to his upcoming sentencing that's going to be in November, where he faces 5 to 12.5 years in prison. The condition, if it relates to the sex charges, might help convince the judge to give him a lower end here in the sentencing.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Got a lot on your to-do list? Now, during Kubota's Power to Do Great Things sales event, get a great deal on an L3301 or 3901 tractor with a live continuous running rear PTO. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years, and great customer instant rebates when you buy a new L3301 or 3901 and 2 implements. Now through September 30th, 2015. Call toll-free 1-888-465-8268 for details about cost and terms. For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
Geico applauds your inner ride leader.
An enthusiastic engine rev goes out to the biker in you who leads the pack. Even if that pack is a party of one, you're still a leader to Geico. To prove it, Geico will insure your motorcycle with great rates and 24/7 customer service. And with Geico by your side, you're never cruising solo, which means you've just been nominated as a real ride leader. Congrats! The smell of fine leather and trailblazing is in your future.
Geico Motorcycle. See how much you could save.
PM show, nationwide, coast to coast, CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn along with Paul Stern. Scott St. James is here. And by the way, Scott, you got a very nice CRN shirt you're wearing.
Well, that's because of you.
When you go into a place like even a supermarket or something, just go in there and point at that CRN and say, I'm from CRN, please, can I move to the front of the line? think that'll work.
Well, let's see if that works.
All right. So they got some problems here. What's this guy from the league? The star of the league, is it Stan Razanese? Is that right, Razanese? He said he lied about escaping the Twin Towers during 9/11. Did you hear that? He's pulled the Brian Williams here. He's been lying for years about nearly escaping the World Trade Center on September 11, 2001. Razanese was forced to admit he made the whole story up after the New York Times put the heat on him, and he now says, "I don't know why I said this. This was inexcusable. I am truly, truly sorry." And he said he was working in for Merrill Lynch on the 54th floor of the South Tower when the first plane struck the North Tower. He said he escaped before the second plane hit. He said it was a life-changing moment, decided to pursue his dream, a career in Hollywood. The comedian is featured in commercials for the restaurant chain Buffalo Wild Wings. The company told the Times they're reevaluating his relationship. Now, he copped to this, and Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live has ripped him, whose firefighter dad was killed on 9/11. And appropriately, Davidson said one of the first celebs to react to Razanese's confession that he lied for years about being in the World Trade Center. Pete sarcastically tweeted, "It's okay at Steve Razanese, people make mistakes. Can't wait to meet my dad for lunch later." Razanese then stepped in a pile of poop here, replying, "Thank you, Pete. I really appreciate it." Anyway, so this guy Razanese's into trouble here. Why would you lie about it?
Wait a minute. Here's my take on something like this. This is serious military stuff we're talking about here. And if somehow or another you were there and you got out or something, and maybe even you did something heroic, good. I'll be one of the first guys to walk up and want to shake his hand.
Right.
However, if you're going to sit there and tell a story about this is serious business.
Exactly.
You come out and start doing that. I want you shot.
Oh my God!
Seriously.
Take it easy now. Take it easy.
Let's just tar and feather.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's much better.
Okay, tar and feather.
Okay, let's get into a nicer topic here.
I like that.
I happen to like Brandy Glanville. She's one of the housewives, wasn't she, of Beverly Hills? And she has made some comments now about the political candidates, and she has a lot to say about Donald Trump's presidential bid. She was on Celebrity Apprentice. She was a contestant last season. I thought she did well. And she was telling accordingly, TMZ has an exclusive chat with her at the All-Star Mixology competition. She, by the way, has her own line, her own bottle of wine. She's got has a winery that she is working with. And they had this All-Star Mixology competition in West Hollywood Wednesday night. She confessed her thoughts about Donald Trump running for president. And she shared this, I'm quoting now. She says, "I'm normally a Democrat, but I say go for it. I kind of love that he's balls to the wall and says whatever the heck he wants. Some of the things that come out of his mouth are like, oh my God, did you say that? But it's refreshing that he's not afraid. He's not afraid to say this person is not a 10, referencing Heidi Klum. And he said, I feel that people are so overly sensitive right now. It's nice to have someone who is unapologetic." So, as for this next season of Celebrity Apprentice, Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be doing that. And Brandy on that said, "I'm so excited. Arnold is so different than Donald. I'm so excited the show is going on because I was told it wasn't. I'm just glad the show is continuing." And she also told Mark Burnett, who created Celebrity Apprentice, "If you ever need someone, I'm available." So she's supporting the Donald.
Well, I'm all for as all these people who want to be the president, say whatever it is that you think. If you step on yourself, be cool enough to stand up and recognize the fact you just stepped on yourself. Clean it up, and then get back on the stuff that's serious, and you might get yourself elected. And especially if you accidentally, step on yourself, clean it up. People like that.
People like it.
People like that a lot. If you step on somebody and you just run it, that gets old to people very quickly. And so, and this last thing here, he backed off. He backed off, which was good.
Yes,
it was good. And then he turned around and whacked somebody else and say, "Okay, as long as we get it back to an even thing, and then we're all going to look at you, pal. We are. We're going to look at you. If you're just a jerk, then you're just a jerk. But right now, I think all these people have a shot."
Yeah, I think so too. Anyway, Anne Hathaway's in the news. She is the favorite to play Mary Poppins in the Disney remake.
I think she'd be good at that.
And I think so. They announced it's developing a new live-action musical adaptation of Mary Poppins, and they wanted who the leading lady is going to be, and apparently Anne Hathaway is the current favorite to take over the Julie Andrews role.
Yeah, I think she'd be very good with that.
Pretty good. And I think Dick Van Dyke is still going to be in it.
You never know. You never
Sarah
know.
Jessica Parker is setting the record straight. In a recent interview, she revealed whether or not the third movie in the Sex and the City franchise will become a reality. And she admitted she's very passionate about the project, but she's close with the writer-director. Unfortunately, she says we aren't anywhere close to another movie.
Don't.
I say don't.
Do more TV if you want to do it, because that TV show was a big hit.
Yeah.
The movie idea was a bad idea.
Now, you mentioned you saw the movie, the Whitey Bulger film.
Loved it.
The Black Mass?
Black Mass, yeah.
Anyway, he has earned the moniker that he loaded Whitey Bulger, and the nickname that criminal cohorts never dared say to his face from the shock of the platinum hair. He's slicked it back all the time from his forehead.
Oh, you don't mess with him.
You don't mess with this guy.
No.
And still, Crime Watchers Worldwide have been intrigued at the powerful stronghold that he had on South Boston. Really, right? Johnny Depp played that role?
Yep.
So he's furious about this new movie, Black Mass.
He doesn't want to run. Yeah, he hates it. He hates the whole premise of it.
Yeah. Johnny Depp, one of the guys said, Hank Brennan from People Magazine, he said, told People Magazine, Johnny Depp might as well have been playing the Mad Hatter all over as far as James Bulger is concerned. Hollywood's greed is behind the rush to portray my client, and the movie missed the real scourge behind my client's case. So apparently the lawyer's trying to speak for Whitey.
Do you have really pure water? Maybe not if you're drinking bottled water. Bottled water has some dirty little secrets. Plastic bottles come from oil products. The 5-gallon polycarbonate jugs contain bisphenol A, a synthetic estrogen that has raised health concerns. Bottled water dispensers quickly develop algae and bacteria and should be sanitized regularly. Have you ever cleaned your water dispenser? Are you drinking water containing algae and bacteria and synthetic estrogen? Now the good news. Pure Water Science can replace that dirty, outdated bottled water cooler with a high-tech water purification system. The Pure Water Science system features a stainless steel tank that constantly monitors water quality to guarantee your water is pure. It alerts you when service or filter changes are needed. Multi-stage purification removes organic and inorganic contaminants, and the patented self-sanitizing feature eliminates algae and bacteria while adding oxygen to your water. It costs less than bottled water without the bottled water hassle. No more bottles to lift. Just sanitize delicious water, hot or cold, from Pure Water Science. Call 818-502-4191. 818-502-4191.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson. Attention men who've taken Androgel or any other testosterone therapy products. Androgel or other low-T products have been linked to heart attack, stroke, pulmonary embolism, deep vein thrombosis, even death. Scientific studies indicate that the use of testosterone therapy products may double a man's risk of heart attack. If you or a loved one took Androgel or a testosterone therapy product and suffered from a heart attack, stroke, pulmonary embolism, deep vein thrombosis, or any other cardiac event, you might be entitled to financial compensation. You have rights, and you need to let us fight for your rights. And you pay no fees unless we win. So call the tort attorneys right now. 800-557-7921. 800-557-7921. That's 800-557-7921. Cases may be referred to participating law firms in your jurisdiction.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
Welcome back here to the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm your host, Michael Horn. Someone came in here periscoping, and it's disrupted Scott St. James in the beautiful blue shirt, CRN shirt, and Paul Stern. Hey, the new TV season starting Monday. I'll be watching everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of new shows.
The Voice is back, and Gwen Stefani is returning. Adam Levine, Blake Shelton, Pharrell Williams will be there. There's going to be an awesome coaches performance, the first episode with all 4 coaches teaming up to tackle each other's songs. There's going to be 4 chair turns to watch all coaches become inspired with one contestant, and they're all been turning. There's going to be a blind audition, and you're going to get to see the point of view from the coaches where they hear someone's voice and not know what they'll sound like. You'll experience the audition from the coach's point of view for the very first time. There's going to be sob stories, backstories. The first 2 hours of the season, we have a plane crash survivor, a teenager whose stepfather was killed disarming a bomb in Iraq, my gosh, and an Olympic hopeful with a career-ending injury. And then there's teenagers. There's going to be children auditioning for this year's show, and they'll be really, really good. If you don't like that, you can watch Hillary Clinton get a softball interview from Jimmy Fallon later on The Tonight Show. Now, Paul Stern brought up something off the air. He said that in Japan, apparently, there's a 56-year-old Major League player who probably still could play for the Angels if he wanted to. This is Julio Franco, is 56. He joins a semi-pro team as a Japanese player-manager. Julio Franco. It looks like he can still bring the old bat. Thank you, Tomas, for researching this. And the guy's 56 years old.
Good for him.
Maybe that's his number.
No, I think that's great.
Do you remember Julio Franco from his days in the big leagues?
Yeah, when he had the Franco-American spaghetti. I remember Julio Franco, yeah. Who did he play with? I can't remember. He played in
the Bucks, the Brewers.
Yeah, he did. He played around in a lot of guys. Had an exciting career, and apparently really making a big-time stink here in the wonderful Japanese leagues. Now, 2 Hollywood producers have been charged with operating a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, I saw that.
Michelle Seward and Dror Soref of Skyline Pictures were arrested and charged with operating a $21 million Ponzi scheme. One was a former licensed insurance agent and chief executive of Protégé Financial Insurance Services, and they allegedly persuaded their clients to invest their savings in an independent film called Not Forgotten, starring Simon Baker and Paz Vega. And apparently this was Not Forgotten is a film that tanked. It grossed only $54,000.
Lock them up and throw them in the key. Throw away the key.
Always been a big Paz Vega fan.
That's good.
She is.
There's
actually, you don't even know who she is.
You don't know.
Okay, well, trust me.
She's good.
Yeah.
And then there's a trip to space, and in space, how do you drink water? Well, apparently besides looking at the sunsets, your poops burns up in the atmosphere, and apparently those could be shooting stars, and then you have to drink some of the water they recycle.
Oh yeah.
And so they're wondering how much urine this astronaut's going to drink in 1 year.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
And so they're saying this.
Welcome to space.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go now. This Scott Kelly is up to halfway through the year-long stay in space. And Kelly sees a total of 10,944 sunrises and sunsets.
How many 6 subics?
His poop apparently equals about 180 pounds over the year, and it'll be shooting poops. NASA guesses that the poops will be dumped into space and burn up in the atmosphere. Kelly's going to drink some 730 liters of recycled urine and sweat, courtesy of the Russian astronauts. I understand that's better. And keeping in shape, they'll exercise 700 hours and run 648 miles on a special space treadmill to keep strong. And they'll also get a fair amount of radiation exposure to rival him. If you want to catch the rays, you'd have to fly from Los Angeles to New York 5,250 times.
I don't want to go to outer space anymore. I did until that.
How about the kayakers in California that escaped injury when the whale came up and breached around them?
Ooh, yeah.
Scotty St. James, thanks for being with us. You're always great to be on the show. Paul Stern, thank you very much.
Glad to be here.
Tomas, thanks for doing all the good work you do, and thanks to Courtney Kadar, executive producer. I'm Michael Horn. Barry Farber coming up next. Have a great weekend, everybody.
CRN Digital Talk Radio prides itself on being the station of every situation. And you can listen to us on nearly any platform and device. Download to your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry episodes of What's Cookin'. And take Master Sommelier Michael Jordan with you to the wine shop so he can help you pick out that perfect bottle of wine. Stream episodes of the Sonoma Wine Report through our CRN app, TuneIn Radio, Novex, Stitcher, UTunes, or AHA Radio. And start planning that unforgettable weekend in the